What it do, one and all? This is the Peace Dealer. I was a little late because I was on the road and I didn't come back uh, as soon as I expected. But we're here and we live and we lit. Um, Regardless, I call this The Walking Dead, and this is not by any means a new concept at all. Shout out to everyone in the live chat. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? I hope y'all are doing well. I had to get some material for a ritual that I wanted to do because I still have a Reaper Death Seal that I gotta unlock. And sometimes in this world, you gotta delve into some fantasy lands and non-corporeal existentialities and pull them existential hoes into the real life world. Shout out to Apollo Deity. He's gonna help me do this. That's a real one right there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Until then, I'll be doing many rituals here and there to get there. And the reason why I want to release this seal is because, you know, some of you are realizing that you have to awaken superpower. Unity B, I do have a lot on my mind. And a huge reason why is like, some of you have to awaken superpowers to protect you from the supernatural brujeria or like power being thrown at you. Like some people have origin stories or like they awaken powers randomly. Some people, it was just their time. Some people, they're supposed like, especially this is Pluto Scorpio actually. Like if you're Pluto Scorpio and your Pluto is before 20 degrees, well, Pluto's in Capricorn, and now, you know, the awakenings that were supposed to happen to you after your Saturn return, when it's supposed to happen, now the universe is like, hey, yo, we have to expedite your awakening because you're getting psychically hit left and right, your whole generation. If you have Pluto 20 degrees Scorpio and after, you Gucci, don't even trip. But if you have it before, you're feeling this pressure. Your soul is like, we need to evolve, we need to evolve, we need to evolve, we need to evolve, we need to evolve. And it's like, okay. And then you may not take it seriously. And it's like, we need to evolve, we need to evolve, we need to evolve. Like, and I don't mean that like, you know how sometimes someone will put you through a meditation and then you don't really feel anything. And it's like, did I really evolve? I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the hardcore inner work you do that you just have to have faith that it worked. Like when I went on that ayahuasca trip, like I didn't hallucinate. When I did that peyote trip, I didn't hallucinate. And then that's what taught me that, okay, this is not like some hipster psychedelic thing. This is actually a part of a ceremony. These arts are actually a part of a tradition that, you know, ancient tribes did. And those stuff taught me that you don't do drugs just for psychedelic experiences. So I didn't really get what I expected. However, even though I didn't like have a vision quest and like go out and see, you know, or see like whatever, even though I didn't feel it, it still worked on me. Like it still worked on my soul, it still released stuff. All right. But I'm not talking about that. Some of you have like activations, especially if you're Pluto Scorpio, that you will feel like the earth is going to shake. Like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to see my energy. If you haven't had that, then then it's pending. And your soul's like, yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Because it's feeling all this. It's feeling the suppression. It's feeling the psychic vibes. And let me tell you, a lot of people think psychic attack might be like, okay, I'm gonna sacrifice a chicken and then I'm gonna pray to Ogun and I'm gonna send some goons. I'm gonna send some spiritual goons to clap at these people. All right. And no, psychic attack is as simple as cursing someone, like, or wishing them ill will, right? Psychic attack is as simple as like hating on someone. So Psychic attacks get thrown each and every day. All right. You may throw a psychic attack at someone and you may not even consciously be aware because someone cuts you off on the road and you're like, screw you. That's a psychic attack. All right. Just because it wasn't all super mystical. Psychic is synonymous with cardinal. And in 2 days, I'm going to do the webinar, the spiritual astrology. And I'm going to teach you how, if you're a cardinal sign, you're psychic. A lot of people don't know Aries is one of the most psychic signs ever. Like Cancer is like the stereotypical psychic. Like when you think psychic, you got to think Cancer. But Aries is psychic too. Libra is super psychic. Libra is like Cancer, but they apply that psychic energy to social situations. There's not much as gangster as that. Just look at Bruno Mars, just killing the game. And then we all know Capricorn psychic AF, you know. So just keep this in mind, like psychic power is cardinal. And that means it's linked to your actions. So if you're thinking that psychic ability has stuff to do with the more extreme cases, which are still basic, like telekinesis or like, you know, remote viewing, psychic ability is as simple as taking a walk and gathering in the energy around you. So it's very linked to your actions. And I'll talk about how love is the fixed signs and the mutable signs are magic. And we're going to go into why Gemini and Virgo is low tier magic. And then Pisces and Sag is high tier magic. Buku high tier. All right. So another thing that really saddens me is the 2017 XXL freshman cover. I'm just joking. I'm throwing mad shade, but it's all good. The freshman covers fell off. These rappers get worse and worse every year. Yeah, I said it. But it is what it is. And I'm gonna say it one more time. These rappers get worse and worse every year. Come on, where's the real hip hop? But let me not just vent, because we're talking about the Walking Dead, the people who are asleep, allowing this bullshit to circulate through our system. All right? Thank you, Chad Taylor. Like how? Like, and then you want to get mad at XXL for putting them on, but it's not XXL's fault. It's the Walking Dead. It's people who make them hot. You have to think there's a huge ass demographic that really rocks with this stuff. That's the only reason why their shows sell so much tickets. It's not the artist. And I'll always say that. You can never blame the artist. And I know I'm talking about rap, but this applies to more than rap. This applies to the shows we watch. This applies to anything in general, like our government. You know what I'm saying? You cannot blame the people doing that. You cannot, as much as you hate, like, as much as someone may hate Barack Obama, or as much as someone may hate Donald Trump, and yeah, it is SoundCloud's fault. These are all SoundCloud rappers. It's amazing. But as much as someone might hate Barack Obama, as someone might hate Donald Trump, by the way, guys, I can't wait to reveal this. I can't wait to reveal this. I cannot wait to reveal this. My next astrological profile episode is going to be a Barack Obama. Guess what I found out? It flipped my mind. It flipped my mind. First of all, I remember talking, and I'm going to say this for the video, but first of all, I remember reading this conspiracy video where someone was saying that Barack Obama was the Antichrist because, like, Barack, the etymology of that is like lightning, and then, you know, Lucifer fell down from heaven. And I was like, look, Barack's not the Antichrist. For him to be the Antichrist, he would have to have like the asteroid Lucifer on his sun. And then, you know, I look up his chart and he had Lucifer on his sun. But that's just, besides the fact of him being an Aquarius rising, guess what I realized? If you watch my Donald Trump astrological profile video, okay, Donald Trump has his sun conjunct North Node on Uranus. Do you know what Barack Obama has? Sun conjunct North Node on Uranus. I'm gonna break some shit down, y'all. And after I make this video, I may be wanted. I may almost like have attempts on my life because it's gonna be real, my friend. So regardless of if Obama is Antichrist or not, I don't believe that, but I will bring some stuff in. What are the odds that the 44th and 45th president have North Node on their sun? Okay, Barack's is in the 7th, okay, a president house, and Trump's is in the 10th, a president house. So these things, you know what I'm saying? You can't really just plan. It's gonna be one of my best episodes, like, trust me. I'm going to expose some stuff. It's all good. All right. So, you know, people may hate Obama, people may hate Barack, but you cannot really blame them. Them in office, The Walking Dead. You, us, we, the people. Not all the people, though. Not all the people, right? But yes. Okay. And Maggie, I use the equal sign system. I use the equal sign chart system. So you can't make this shit up, Yvonne. You can't make this shit up. This shit goes deeper than you even know. All right. And let me tell you something. When Uranus is involved in the North Node, then that means it's destiny. That's why Hillary couldn't win. Hillary ain't a child of destiny. The hell's she gonna do? This is destined. Whoever's president is destined to be president. That's why Donald Trump was predicted. Uranus, the visionary, that's why he was on Simpsons when Uranus was in Aquarius. Nothing is random. All right. And I'm really going to start like uncovering what a lot of people think are conspiracies, but are happening right in your face. But you know what? If you the Walking Dead, if you just walking around on your phone, you're not going to know. You're not even going to know. All right. Someone said they hate it when I scream. I apologize. That must be very annoying because I'll just be talking. No. So yeah, it is what it is. I will be a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Games, Uranus does predict the future. Uranus is the visionary. Aquarius, Uranus, these are the people who can look into the future. Like if you have sun on Uranus or you're rising, you can literally see the future. So let me tell you the truth. Donald Trump was meant to be president. Like they had planned this. Like I'm telling you, like everybody who you see in office was meant to be in office. Like that's just how shit works. Okay. But people do need to wake up. So I'm gonna just be real, like when this is not a new concept because I've talked about The Walking Dead before. The last time Neptune was in retrograde, and every time Neptune goes into retrograde, it really incorporates a review of the synchronicities that you've had. Which right now, I bet you, all right, I bet you, you've been getting some signs. I bet you've been getting some signs. All right. And let me be real, like certain facets of how you felt this spiritual awakening was supposed to happen. Certain facets of how you felt this spiritual path was supposed to go about. Because let me tell you something, yo. You may have been under the impression, and this is not your fault. So first of all, this is not your fault because when every single thing you have watched growing up, from children's shows to sitcoms to cartoons to movies, always pit a conflict between the good and the bad. Every single thing you've seen up until even now, they just released Wonder Woman. And you know what? I need to rant about Wonder Woman. A lot of y'all don't know Wonder Woman is real. Like mad dudes in the Justice League are real. The Justice League is an intergalactic organization that have a space station outside of the galaxy and they patrol the universe. All right. And Wonder Woman, she stays here today. All right. Osiris, could you comment about what happened to Bitcoin? Because I'm actually interested. But yo, like, I know Wonder Woman personally. We go back. And this bitch, I'm sorry, this chick got a movie out and she wants to act all Hollywood. She wants to act all Hollywood. What I was going to say is that in Wonder Woman, she had to go against an antagonist and you root for the good, or some of you have extra Scorpio, so you always hoping that the villain wins, and that's cute. But I'm just trying to say, like, what's good with you, Wonder Woman? You get like one movie imprint, you cameo in Batman vs. Superman, and you turn Hollywood on me? You turn Hollywood on me? For real? You too good to talk. I'm too good, or you too good for me to talk to? Because now you got movie deals. Now you're gonna be in Justice League, and you don't have time for me anymore. I see you. I see you. I see you. That's what it do. But it is what it is. Everyone has seen the whole conflict between good versus evil. All right. And this has been the most misleading crap ever. And it's not even so much so that you should have I'm not trying to say that you should tolerate whatever you feel personally and subjectively is evil. I'm just trying to tell you, like, the whole good versus evil thing is a deliberate attempt to close your scope and have you see in a two-dimensional realm, but we're not two-dimensional. We're three-dimensional, becoming fifth-dimensional. And this is where you realize the gods and goddesses that you feel are like perfect, they have good within them. They have bad within them. Oh, and this is how the ancients back in the day approached these gods and goddesses. And by gods and goddesses, we're talking about a title that signifies a higher being that's at a higher dimensional consciousness. But sometimes Christopher Brown, it's more than demonic. It's more than demonic. And I can actually break this down. Like it's a deliberate, the people at the time, and I have to talk about this because this has everything to do with The Walking Dead. All the stuff that you allow in your system, you know what I'm saying? Music influences children. Forget us, we're already of age. But us too, you know what I'm saying? It influences people to where if you want to feel happy, you're going to throw on a good song. If you watch and hear a soundtrack to something scared, you're going to start to get scared. So if you have industry monoliths pumping and fueling music in your ears that causes you not to respect commitment, that causes you to like not take seriously authority as much, that causes you to, you know, be derogatory towards women. Let me tell you something. A lot of people say that, you know, rap is no good, hip hop is no good, music today is no good. In any genre, you can find gems. That's a lie. Every single year, you have hundreds, thousands of artists who put out quality music, but they never break out. Why? But it's the trash that gets, so much mainstream. Why? Do you think that people really don't like good music? Do you think that everyone is don't you know that everyone's like, I don't know, like what's up? It's deliberate. It's deliberate. And you try and tell some people, and what are they doing? They're banging the top 40, like The Walking Dead. Newsflash, my friends, just because you're breathing doesn't mean you're alive. Just because you're using your 5 senses doesn't mean you're alive. And the biggest lie, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Flatbush Zombies, it's because they're political. One of the best like groups out in NY right now, Neverlanded XXL. Anybody with stuff to actually say, they rarely get on the mainstream. You think that's a coincidence? So it is what it is. Like the biggest lie that we've been told since biology class in high school is that what constitutes you being alive is your heart pumping and your brain being active. No, that's not a sign of being alive. That doesn't give you life. That just has you experience and be aware. All right. Life is spiritual. Life is that's why some of you become born again. All right. When someone has a very spiritual existence and they die to their old self and they become born again, exotor life is like the Walking Dead. Very good correlation. That's an analogy to your spirit being reborn, to your spirit actually being born. And that's why the Pluto and Scorpio generation is so important. Apollodides says, as a CNA of 3 years, I can tell you that someone dies long before the heart stops. The spirit can leave someone, and then that's what's gonna he nailed it right now. He nailed it. And that's as a certified nursing assistant, you know what I'm saying? So he has experience. And if you're, and this is what kills me, and Aubriana, you're so correct, you are Chewy, but this is what kills me. Some of you like see this truth, but you let people who talk more passionately, and you let people who seemingly are more analytical, who you're supposed to be teaching, try and break you down. And because no one else sees what you see, you don't trust it. When you probably have 8th or 12th house, and this is legendary and rare. So you're like 1 in a million, and you're expecting other people to be like you when you're the one that's 1 in a million. Okay. So really keep this in mind. This is important as I'm going to talk about the retrograde, because the battle has already started. And I'll always say we're in spiritual war, but there's new phases of this battle. And it's already kind of sparked for the newer generation. We had like a brief period of a brief period of rest, 2013 and 2015. when Saturn was kind of retrograding and getting out of Scorpio into Sagittarius, but it's back on. And once it goes into Capricorn, this is playing for keeps. This is definitely playing for keeps. Who you're beefing right now, there's a lot of soulmates that you're having a lot of spiritual issues with, and you're both, you know, you're fighting this evil soulmate, and you don't even know. You're about to band together. You know, it's about to be a Suicide Squad thing. Like, you are Professor Xavier. You're going to have to go to the Magneto and squash some things. You're going to have to squash. Like, the universe is showing you the issues you have with your soulmate, the real issues, because you're about to squash it. Be destroyed. And it's like, well, looks like we have to work together. So I'm just keeping that in mind. Like, for the first time, Archangel Michael has to work with Satan, because it's like, hey, bro, you know, they want to destroy stuff, and we got to do something about it. So just keep that in mind. And one thing that really could really throw you off is that we have Neptune in Pisces, and there's a tester. How much you trust your intuition? And I guarantee you, that's why, like, a lot of these, and I'm not talking about authentic Islamists or Christians who are open-minded, but I'm talking about closed-minded religious people who will judge others. They're annoying, but the one thing that I respect about it so much, Michael is a double agent, for real. But yeah, the one thing that I respect about them so much is that they don't care about what you think. They care about what God thinks. They're so annoying, right? Because they need to learn how to be a lot more open-minded and not so, you know, actually not contradict themselves by not doing what their God says to not judge and stop judging people. But at least they ride for God. At least they're dedicated. At least they will do what they do for spirit. They're not trying to impress people. They're not trying to post on social media how they helped this person and that. And then there's even some religious people who do that, who are just fooling themselves. But they're trying to maintain their own personal connection to God. And then the ones who actually do you'll find the ones who actually maintain a personal connection to God, they don't judge. Okay? They don't judge. They actually are open-minded, and they know how to listen to people when they talk. And they don't think that their religion is the most important religion. They know it's a path you walk, okay? So this is what every Neptune retrograde allows you to do. The reason why when Neptune goes direct and your intuition is online, as Christopher Witecki likes to say, is because of the retrograde. And when Neptune retrogrades, it doesn't go backwards, right? But when Neptune goes retrograde, this is your period to understand and fine-tune your own connection with spirit. Because when Neptune retrogrades, you're not really going to have the signs that on fleek. Unless you have Neptune retrograde in your natal chart like me, and then it's going to be even more on fleek. But even if it's not retrograde, you know what I mean? It's important for you to develop your own sense of faith, because some of you rely too heavily on synchronicities. And this is the dark side. Some of you will not make a decision until you see a sign. And that's not how signs work. A synchronicity or a sign is literally like when you're driving down I-10 or I-15 or any international state highway or just any road, and you literally see a sign like, keep on going 2 miles for the exit. You don't be like, is it a real sign? Or you don't be like, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? You just follow the sign. That's it. You just follow the sign because you're still in transit. You don't stop at the sign and be like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Right? Regardless of if your Neptune is retrograde or direct, you're not supposed to fanboy or fangirl over signs. Now, some of you experience signs and synchronicities so profound that you just have to be like, whoa, what the hell is that? That's okay. As long as after you have that moment, you keep it moving. You keep it moving. And like Easy asked, some signs can be intentionally misleading. Welcome to Neptune retrograde. This is why I'm saying, like, you have to be careful. Like, you don't necessarily want to be too into the signs because, first of all, what is the sign telling you? Normally, when you see the sign, it's because it has to affirm the destination you have in mind. Some of you are about to walk away. So for me, there's a special woman who appears in my dreams every time every time. And it's gotten to a point where it's like, if I don't listen to the sign, I'm crazy. But what am I doing? Am I having blind faith? Am I trying to like obsess over what this dream means? Or do I just take it as a sign and I have faith and I keep moving forward? That's what signs are for. So let me tell you how it worked with me. I was going towards where spirit was guiding me, and spirit had to guide me here because if I went through what's going on in real life, it didn't line up. Like I was guided towards someone, but when I try and connect with that someone, it just seems to clash. So I was like, and I walked the other way, okay, where there are other people who I could connect with. And then every time I walk away, the universe is like, doop, doop, doop. No, 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 no. You got to go this way. So I don't obsess over the sign. I just go that right direction. You see a sign, some of you don't move to faith. Some of you try and Virgo the sign, and you try and out from the sign. When you have to understand the nature of Neptune. Neptune is a freaking troll. And I say that with respect. Neptune is purposefully misleading you by giving you just a little bit because it wants you to walk an adventure. It wants you to go through the experience. And thank you, Shannon. And some of you want to completely understand it in that moment. And it's not, that's not your place. That's not even your place. Like, you're supposed to keep going. And this is the one thing that I will say. Intuition only makes sense after you follow it. Neptune is the Cheshire Cat. And Neptune rules Pisces, but Neptune also rules Cancer. It's a cult secret. And in some senses, Neptune can also rule Sagittarius, but that's a secret because I'm not really allowed to say that. But Neptune is like walking in the dark with only the moonlight to guide you. Thank you, Nikita. Card in the tarot. The moon card in the tarot is the psychic ability card. It's the intuition. It's where it's dark. It's like, I don't know why I feel this is right because it's not sun. The sun is clarity. The moon is you're seeing with your feelings. Intuition makes sense until after you follow it, not before. And some of you are trying to make sense of intuition before you walk through that door. Some of you, you have the fridge past the door. Your intuition is walking you towards the door, and you don't want to walk through that door because you don't see the fridge there. And you're like, well, I don't know. I don't want to walk through there. I don't know. 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 Neptune loves Cancer, Virgo, Capricornus. Neptune loves Cancer. But yeah, and it's like, you're only playing yourself because you will do this, right? And I'm super guilty of overanalyzing, but I'm being more like a child. And it's like, no, I don't want to. No. So I got to grow up. But I will say, some of you, you know what I'm saying, you're asking the universe, actually, the universe gives you a sign, you don't want to follow it. How? How does that make sense? And let me be real. We're not talking about petty stuff. We're not talking about petty decisions. Some of you have to follow your intuition across the country. You have to drop everything you're doing and go somewhere you've never been. Have faith that it's going to work out. And then not even that it's going to work out, that's vague. You're going to have faith that, and some of you, Have no idea. But actually you do know, but you're not trusting your intuition. Your intuition has already told you. Great advice. But your intuition has already told you, but you don't listen to it. Then you see the sign and you don't understand it. That's really important to keep in mind, because when it comes to gaining life, that's what's really going to lend to, in a powerful way, a certain revival of some senses. Even at a greater level, a certain like deeper understanding. All right. And you just want to really like, you just really want to be in a different state of mind and understanding. Thank you, James White. Thank you. You just want to be in a different mind and understanding to do this in a different way. Before I talk more about The Walking Dead, there's something important. Like, is leading you a certain way, but just expect it to flip. Be different than what it was, because if your intuition told half of you, like this is like half of you people watching this right now. Check this out. If your intuition told you that in like 2 weeks you would be a demon slaying exorcist and you would have to deal with the most scary darkness within people, and you would have to feel that fear, a lot of you would turn around. The industry is really real. Yeah. You would turn around and you would run. You'd be like, nope, bye. And some of you have already told bye to spirit. So spirit now has to lie to you, especially if you're, yes, lie. Yes, I did say that. Especially if you're like a child of destiny. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of you, spirit has to be like, okay, no. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna help people, right? So it's making you think you're gonna go down this path, and then it's just going to switch, and then you're just gonna be like, and it's gonna be too late, like Neo in the Matrix, right? The universe saw how Morpheus did. The universe saw how Neo did Morpheus, and they don't want to give you the opportunity to do them like Neo did Morpheus. Neo was just like, peace. What? Red, blue pill? I'm going back to work, bro. I'm going back to work. Don't you ever bother me again. And then, he almost died because they almost tried to kill him. And then that's when shit gets real. So, I'm telling you, and there is something called sexual pill. But if it's your destiny, can you even run? Aziza, great question. Ultimately, no. The only thing you can do is delay it and make it inevitable. But people are still running from it, delaying the inevitable. Just like just like Noah was like, oh, word, God? Oh, word? Oh, word? You mean I'm going to tell these people that they're going to die and you're not going to kill them? Huh? So now my skills as a prophet is looking bad? You think I was out here for nothing? Peace, God. God was just like, hey, whale, eat this homo up. Eat this hobo up. Eat this homeless dude up who thinks he could talk to me like that. And yeah, we're going to teach him a lesson. Like, you cannot run away from God. You cannot run away from spirit. Just like Lisa Gale says, you really can't get any of this wrong. It's all subjective. Everything is an experience. But I will say, a lot of you are running away from your destiny. Oh, Jonah. Thank you. I knew it was a Noah. Jonah, not Noah. Jonah. But yeah, it's kind of important, because a lot of you, when you run away from your destiny, just know you can run away from that north node, but if you run away from the north, you're going to the south, and that's still going to get you back to the north. And there's really nothing you can do, especially since the nodes will kind of come around. A child of destiny is someone who has their sun or on their south node. Barack Obama is a child of destiny. Naruto Uzumaki. These people, whatever they set to achieve, they're going to achieve because they're meant to. That kind of thing. It is what it is. You really, really want to be in a position to what, because you're seeing the signs. Letting the fact that you don't know completely how to do it make you not so aware of it's already happening. A lot of you, especially Aquarius does this all the time. To a degree, and Taurus to a degree, and maybe even Leo. I don't know about Leo, but it's like these people have a set image of how things are supposed to be. Sky. And if it doesn't happen this way, you're their enemy. Especially if you like marry an Aquarius man. Some women do this too. Like, this is how it is. It's fixed. This is how their life is. It's my this apartment complex could be certain things that you expected to be not even close. And you at the same time cannot allow this to like screw you over. Oh my gosh. See, I started talking about Aquarius and I got interfered. You see this, y'all? Like, I swear. It is what it is though. I'm gonna just be real. You can try and interfere me. You're not gonna stop me though. But yeah, please be in a no, smiley jaws. Aquarius doesn't want me to say things. And it's so bad. Even they get interfered. Like, don't think it's Aquarius people. Even Aquarius will interfere Aquarius. It's bad. And Scorpio will interfere Scorpio because of that embargo. And can I tell you why there's a Scorpio embargo? Watch me get interfered right now. If I get interfered right now, watch. Do you know why this Scorpio? I never really went into why with Scorpio embargo. What secrets do Scorpio have? I wonder. Well, you do know God's harvests human beings. Or do you? Or maybe you don't. You do know these higher beings thrive on your energy. All these higher beings from Scorpio to Pisces are manipulative, mind controlling. They're higher beings. They govern stuff. If I reveal the secrets to how you're being controlled by them, can they control you? Jupiter ascending. Can they? Can they? A lot of you need to watch Feng Shenji, because one of the biggest misconceptions is that humans cannot put gods in check. And that's a huge lie, right? I'm keeping that in mind. So, you know, so much so, there we go. Delayed, lagging, that's all I had to say. And keep that in mind. Scorpio is a secret keeper of zodiac. They especially keep Capricorn secrets. Exactly. Exactly. I got Capricorns. Like, could you stop revealing our secrets? And then that's when I'm like, hey, I'm a Gemini. That's why you're my 8th house. You got to kill me before I do that. Because Gemini, we're willing to die for this shit. Just go listen to Kendrick Lamar. Like, he's on wax. He's on wax talking about we're willing to die for it. And that's about that. You feel me? So we're just here to reveal the truth. They killed JFK. JFK was a real one. Can we have a moment of silence for John F. Kennedy, whose dad was a bootlegger? Victoria Diaz, what is it that you want me to say? I don't understand. How do you spell it? I don't get it. But yeah, shout out to JFK. JFK is a real one. You know, his dad was a bootlegger. He was dope with the civil rights. And he said one thing. He said one thing about the secret societies. One thing. Murk this dude. Murk this dude. Tupac was about to align the Black Panthers With other movements, murked. It is what it is, though, because if you think they gonna murk these new generation gems, good luck. Good luck. Oh, Feng Shen Ji. Sorry, Victoria. Feng Shen Ji. I'm gonna give you the link. It's actually a manga, so it's not an anime. So if you're patient enough to read the manga, it's a finished series. It's totally worth every read. It's one of the best like mangas I've ever read in my whole life because of how relevant and real it is. It's about this guy who used to be a prince, and he was a young prince, and he was like a dick. He was a horrible dick, and he would be mean to the peasants. And then somebody kind of like infiltrated the gods came down, and the gods were like, hey, you're the only kingdom that hasn't like succumbed to the will of the gods. And this dude was just like, screw this. He was a Leo. That's how you could tell his dad was a Leo, the king. And he was just like, screw this. Like, I'm gonna be willing to fight. And then he fought. He got his ass whooped. He died. And then his name got twisted around so that he was a horrible king because he defied the gods. And then they were gonna kill his wife, who was a goddess. See, his wife is a goddess. So the guy is demigod. He's half god and he's half human. And then he ends up switching bodies with the guy who's a peasant. And, you know, he ends up like over time, like ascending to the ranks of the gods and like fighting back so that human beings could have rights. All right. And I know it sounds like fantasy, but this is so on point and real to what's happening now. What happened then in that's fantasy, because what happened in Feng Shen Ji was more in the feudal era, and this was what would happen if humans did win. But what happened in real life is that the gods are untouched. But it's all good. The Pluto Scorpios are alive, the demon slayers. The Pluto Sag and Pluto Caps are being born, the God Slayers. We're here. We're back. We're gonna balance stuff out. Trust me. Trust me. So it's all good. And before I talk a bit about The Walking Dead, it's important to really keep this in mind. Kanye is a true Gemini. Kanye and Kendrick Lamar, they're Pisces moon Geminis. They're the legendary gems like Prince. So yeah, that's why the media screws up Kanye. Like, Kanye is a bit psychotic sometimes because he goes through psychic attack, and Kanye will drop gems, but they'll just focus on the dumb stuff he says that wasn't even dumb, but they twisted. It's just all politics. They do the same to Trump too. And, you know, it's not like Trump doesn't ask for some of it, but they even, as being unbiased, because I don't take sides, they even do it to Trump. And he's Gemini too. Like, there's some things he says that they'll twist. But that's just the nature of media. It is what it is. Screw the media. We need to reform that. But yeah, when it comes to really bringing life, and when it comes to being in a position to spark life, some of you have life, and you're going to spark it within others. Moon and Scorpios, okay? Scorpio is a life-giving energy, all right? Scorpio is they say it's death, but it's actually life-giving, because it's death that gives you life when you transform. And you actually gain from stuff, right? But some of you have yet to be alive, and that's all good. That's totally okay. It's the willingness to really birth yourself that's going to really open you up. All right. When some people have those experiences of being born again, when some people have this like spiritual experience, his mom dying really did. Yeah. Dude, don't politic on people in the industry. The industry, a lot of people don't know the industry has a lot of blackmailers, extortionists. Like, it's totally different. This is why, like, what's his face? Martin from the Martin Show is gonna run down Hollywood like waving guns, acting paranoid, just like Dave Chappelle broke it down. You would think it's drugs, but you never know what's gonna make rational people do irrational shit. It is what it is. And then all these people dying of overdoses. Oh my gosh, like, trust me. As far as how to get over spiritual attack, which I'm gonna answer because this has a lot to do with really sparking your life. A lot of it has to do with like being aware of how powerful you are. and speaking it out of existence. All right. Pluto in Sag is a God slayer, but this is important because you can like sage, you can cut cords, but a lot of what you guys think is spiritual attack isn't spiritual attack. Some of you, you have souls in the fourth house, like you have a moon in the fourth house, or a moon in Capricorn, or a moon in Scorpio, and those like take negative energies from people and alchemize it. Some of you, your soul is like, all right, I'm going to teach you about spirituality. And then RPMs. And then they'll like send a witch to do a spiritual attack to you because you have to experience it. You just like people get physical antibodies, some of you get spiritual antibodies. Some of you have to go through intense spiritual experiences just so you can be like, oh, that's how it feels? And then after that, someone can throw a potent ability you wouldn't even know because you recovered spiritually from that. And it's like, oh, all right, okay. And now you're a lot more potent spiritually. So some of you, you tank spiritual attacks, especially if you have moon in Taurus. Oh my gosh. Some of you, all right, and this is kind of what I do. And I'm not supposed to reveal this, but it's already too late, so I can reveal it. That's how cool it is. Some people, if you're like me, and it's heavy with the mutables, Pisces moons are really good with this too. So you'll actually take spiritual attacks from people because, and Gemini's good with this too. Like, you take the spiritual attack because someone can throw a spell at you and you take it and it's like, it's in your aura. And now you can choose whether to heal yourself with it. You could choose whether to project it back. And it's the law of karma. Because someone has done something to you, that's why when someone spiritually attacks me or when someone does something to me, it's like, yes, I can clap back. Because like, it's different. You're not doing the first strike. Because of balance, if someone does something to you, then you can do it back to them. All right? If someone does, Libra is sick with this too. So especially what Libra will do, if you throw a psychic attack at them, then they can multiply it by 3 and then bring it back to you. So that's why, like, when a lot of you go, Pisces is sensitive and vulnerable, but vulnerability and sensitivity doesn't mean weakness. Vulnerability does not mean weakness. It just means they're sensitive and open. But yeah, some of you have no faith. So when you're having to relax and you're going through challenges, you think that's it. You don't understand. Challenges are the best way to develop deeper relationships with God or Goddess, because it's through those like the universe. Oh my God. Like, okay, one of my soulmates is very much so. I don't want to reveal too much, but I have a special soulmate. One of these people, like, they're specifically in my life to tempt me. They're specifically in my life to do like bad stuff to me. So what I can do is project that evil on her. Like, in fact, this person loves me so much. They're like, some of you have soulmates like this, and it's twisted. Scorpio, Capricorn, it's twisted love. It's like, I love you so much, I have to be your tempter. And they'll protect you from other people. Like, they won't let anyone else throw psychic attacks at you, but they'll throw psychic attacks at you. They'll trip you up when you need to do it. And it's like, I love you so much, I have to make sure you're on your A game. I have to make sure that you won't even let me talk to you any which kind of way. And so they'll be your enemy. They won't let anyone else be your enemy, though. That's love. Like, when another enemy comes, they'll be like, if you touch that person, I'll kill you. But they're doing nothing but giving you challenges. And that's twin flames. That's twin flames. Some of you are like, why is my twin flame doing this? Why is my twin flame doing this? It's like, no, this is real. This is true love. It's like, nah, I have to make sure that if you can't handle my attacks, then how are you going to handle the world's attacks? And see, people want the easy way out of things. People want the white picket fence. People want the path of least resistance. They don't want to work. They don't want to go through the trouble. I've been dealing with this for 5 years. And I've been complaining, but I'm 5 years strong and I get it. It's a path. I'm not expecting for things to go out. There's our illusions. You have to take, and this is another thing about Neptune retrograde. You cannot be the Walking Dead. Like, you have to get rid of these Disney fantastical illusions where you're meant to, not everyone is supposed to live happily ever after. A lot of you are still trying to like get the American dream. It's an illusion. The housing bubble showed you that. The housing bubble collapse that happened like in '08 or 2003 or 2004. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everyone is supposed to be in that happily ever after. Not everyone even wants that. For real. Like, you have to have the humility to walk your path and to suffer your pain. But we live in a culture where we have pills if we're going through pain. We have drugs if we want to escape through challenges. And you cannot do that when Saturn's in Capricorn. You're not going to be able to do that. If you have a challenge right now, you need to get on your knees or you need to put your hands up and thank God. Thank your spirit guides, because you cannot evolve unless it's through challenge. You can't go around your obstacles and expect life to just bless you. You have to go through your obstacles. You have to stop running away from it. And the only reason why I can't be hard on you is because this is systematically programmed in you so that you do this. How else are you going to make these pharmaceutical companies rich? How else are you going to make these advertising companies rich? How else are you going to make these fast food companies rich? How else are you going to make these corporations rich and put money in their pockets? They spend billions of dollars in advertisements with teams. All right. I've been a communications major. So I've done the group projects where we had to sit down and be like, okay, what is a commercial we can put together so that someone's going to buy it? Like, they go through teams where they're like, okay, we need to present a bullshit problem so that someone's going to give us $10,000 of their insurance for something that may never even happen. It's all illusory. It's all illusory. Okay? Anything that evokes to fear, which is what half of these commercials do. Oh, buy this beer because you're going to be sexy. Oh, buy this weight supplement because you're going to be sexy. And then you start to lose sight of how beautiful you already are because you look on the TV and you see beauty is defined by one kind of look and one kind of type. And now, even if you don't consciously agree, there's subliminal messaging being completely thrown your way so that you have no choice but to subconsciously now do that. Now I'm craving Arby's, and no one likes Arby's, but now I'm craving Wendy's, or now I'm craving some food that I don't need because it's all I've been seeing all day. And that's why I'm like, it's a warfare. Just because there isn't someone in your face with a gun doesn't mean it's not a war. Everything on earth is a trap, and it's not supposed to be like this. This war that we're fighting, it has a lot to do with, at a great level, the psychological influences that are being played. So let me be honest with you. Like, is it easier to get an army to take you over, or is it easier to just get you to kill yourself? I'm gonna get you to kill yourself. And I just hate how George Orwell was able to predict half of the stuff that's going on right now. And then I just hate how George Michael, I don't know if George Michael is his name, but like, what was that movie? I still haven't seen it, but I don't know if it's like Idiocracy or something like that, where he predicted all the stuff that's going on right now. And it's like, I don't understand why. Sorry, a lot of this war is being fought over the earth. Like, if you're an earth sign, you're feeling the anger of the earth because Mother Gaia is pissed. Mother Gaia suicide is an attack. Suicide is a spiritual attack. It's a complete spiritual attack. But a lot of y'all don't know Mother Gaia isn't even mad because humans are like screwing up the planet a little bit. Mother Gaia is good. She's so much more powerful than any individual person, and all of us combined. She don't care. Mother Gaia treats us like toddlers. Of course, it's just like when a kid ruins the kitchen. You're gonna be mad, but it's like, she's mad because she's seeing how everyone on this planet is getting duped by these higher beings. So don't look at the 1%. Don't look at a fellow human being and give them that much power. Don't look at your government and give them that much power. The Bible says, and other very important manuscripts, other than the Bible, say that your true enemy is not your fellow man. Your true enemy. Hold on, Ray just dropped some truth. Sexual energy is a vibration utilized by many forces because most people don't know how to control their root sacral chakra. Preach! Preach! So when you watch movies, and the reason why they hypersexualize culture is so that they can use your sexual energy. The reason why there's fear vibrations that they siphon. But to get back to what I was saying, you know what I mean? Like, Mother Gaia, sorry, our true enemy is not flesh and blood. Our true, and no matter how evil someone is, seemingly, you cannot give human beings that much power because then you're letting the devil get away, the devils. Ooh, and when you get, oh, see, this webinar is going to be everything. A lot of people don't know Scorpio has control over demons. And Capricorn has control over devils. All right? Devils are a higher rank of demons, just like archangels and seraphims are a higher rank of angels. So you would think people say Capricorn is the devil. People say that, you know, there's one devil. There's devils, plural. Devils, plural. There's Beelzebub. There's Astaroth. You know, there's higher rank demons. There's devils. Next webinar is in 2 days. You could sign up below. I have it in the description box. And Capricorns are goddesses and gods. They walk amongst us, my friends. Don't worry, I'm gonna awaken my power and then I'm gonna subpoena every single gods and god. You gods and goddesses think you can walk on this planet where, you know, it's just for humans. I'm gonna just be real. This earth is for humans. And now goddess and goddesses are walking, trying to, you know, have their cake and eat it too. I'm talking about you, Capricorn. I'm talking about you, Aquarius. I'm talking about you, Pisces. I'm even talking about you, Sagittarius. You want to have your cake and eat it too. You want to mind read. You want to have these super psychic powers, which you've had since birth. But then you want to have human emotions. You want to be vulnerable. You want to do all this too. And then you want to hate on humans when we are actually human. And then you want to expect us humans to act like y'all. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I'm going to have to subpoena every single one of y'all and come up. Once I find out you're an Aquarius, I'll be like, excuse me, can I see your intergalactic citizenship? What? What? Boy, you from Sirius? You from Sirius? You're going to have to leave this earth right now. And you know what? They can. They can just astral project out of here. Can humans do that? No. You're goddamn right I'm salty. You're goddamn right I'm salty. Okay, some of you Capricorns, some of you Pisces, you're not even supposed to be in this dimension. Some of you Pisces belong in another existence, talking about, but I just want to have fun here. You might have to call some archangels. But see, Capricorn paid off and bribed the archangels, and bam, now we're in this dilemma. Don't get me wrong, there's some Capricorns who have integrity and they're mad at those other Capricorns. And they're like, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you bribe these archangels? I was gonna bribe them. You bribed them before me. I'm just joking. But yes, this is very important because, you know what I'm saying? Like, our enemy is not flesh and blood. No matter how evil someone feels, okay, they're not your enemy. Your enemy, your true enemy, you watching this, you have an enemy. They are spiritual principalities in high places who can pull one over you because some of you don't even see them. Some of you don't even see them. And it's as simple as that. They take advantage of how well and how powerfully you can let anger attack you, just like it's happening in the live chat. Higher principalities of division and chaos are attacking the live chat. The Invisibles. The Invisibles. I'm going to watch that comic series. Real as hell. and you think that it's going to come through that person. You don't know. There's like people beaming down thought streams. You think it's just a thought, but you're being channeled right now. Aquarius men get channeled the most through this, and sometimes Sagittarius, and sometimes Pisces. You feel me? So you have to be in an enlightened state of mind where you show love to that human, because once you start showing negativity, you're getting what they want. And then you're going to give people attention, and then it's going to spread like wildfire. That's why I always say, when you see like beef coming out in a live chat, you just got to do hearts. You just got to do hearts. You just got to show love, and you got to just prove to yourself that, yes, not all thoughts are yours. I wish I could show you an image. Like, you'd be surprised. A lot of people who don't have spiritual protection, they'll be aliens, they'll be demons, projecting energy. You know how there's a demon and angel on your shoulder? It's a lot more deep than that. You know what I'm saying? And you'll think your thoughts are on. And now you'll start being, I don't like myself. I want to kill myself. What the hell? And it's not really your thoughts. Spiritual protection is not a luxury. Spiritual protection is something you have to do every day. Like, do you brush your, not even, people don't even like brush their teeth every day these days. Like, you have to have spiritual hygiene. Some people will go to like, some people will go through some things and maybe get Olympia once every out of like few moments. You feel me? And it is what it is. Regardless, you want to kind of clean yourself every day. You take showers every day. Are you not going to have spiritual baths every day? Or is this something that, like most people do, they wait until shit goes wrong in their life, and then they start looking for the culandera? Damn, I need to get a reading. Damn, I need to do it. And you cannot wait until your life is in shambles before you go to God. You're no better than the Walking Dead. AYB, you're in the live chat instigating conflict, and it's like, I don't want to block you because I think you're cool, like you're an Aquarius, but I might have to block you from the live chat because you're just being mad negative, bro. Like, I can sense your Aries moon is reacting for some stuff, so that's why I'm not blocking you. But chill, bro. Like, stop instigating, because you do this every chat, and you know, I believe you're cool. That's why I stay hot with the block button, but I don't want to block you. So just chill. Like, I know it's not one-sided, and I know some of this was kind of retaliated, but just chill. You know what I'm saying? If it was one-sided, I would block him, but he's only reacting. That's why I'm just trying to say, like, if someone reacts, just let them chill. Let them chill. You feel me? But it is what it is. When we talk about The Walking Dead, okay, it has a lot to do with people who walk through this life and they don't necessarily really, you know, are aware of their surroundings. You don't have to talk less, AYB. I see you clap back. Like, I see what goes down in the live chat. Whenever you clap back, it's because someone might have said something to what you said. And, you know, if we just spread love instead of just kind of like misunderstand, it'll help a lot. And that's not to say it's unwarranted, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, The Walking Dead is not only just like The Walking Dead, but it also has to do with certain people who are acting like zombies, but they really play for the dark side. So keep this in mind. What Neptune Retrograde is going to do is reveal to you who in your life is a part of The Walking Dead. And now this is what is amazing about this spiritual world, that you don't have to apply to the movies. Because in the movies, when you see a zombie, then you have to run away because you can get infected. But you don't have to do that in this life. And in this life, you know what I'm saying? You could be in a position where you actually walk forward and you heal and revive some of these Walking Dead people. That's also an option too. And like I'll always say, don't always be in a position to like, don't always be in a position to like walk away from your problems. So some of you are surrounded by nothing but negativity, and you have to leave where you're going. Some of you, you're trying to make it where you are, but everyone that comes across isn't trying to see your vision, or they cook you down. You might have to leave. Others of you, God is placing you in a place because you're the light that's supposed to wake up these people. This is where I get back to you not being in a position to run away from your problems. How bad we've gotten. And most people, especially the old heads, like people in older generations, I can understand their anger, but you also have to have compassion because it's spiritual warfare and our enemy is powerful. There's a lot of psychological warfare that's winning. And we've come from a time where people would literally die at the stake. People believed in what they believed in so much where they were martyrs in the making. They would die at the stake. Many people would now change and switch up what they believe because they're afraid to fall into hostile conditions. Many people would be all spiritual and be like, yeah, I believe in free light and love, until they're in a room full of popular people and now they don't want to be made fun of. So when people ask them what they're about, they're not really going to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Emily, I'm gonna answer that question soon. Will Neptune Retro remove illusions? There's no such thing as illusions. So illusions can't be removed, but I know what you're talking about and I'm gonna get there. All right. But really, it's important because some people do readings, some people have knowledge and wisdom to share, and then they get in an intellectual circle or they get in people who clearly are not about that life or light. And then they're like, so what do you do? And you're like, you know, I go to school. And you don't talk about the spiritual stuff you do because you're afraid that you'll fall into a hostile condition. And it's like, huh, that's not real. That's pretty fake to me. That's an insult to spirit because number one, you might have been, the whole purpose of that was so that you can talk to them about it and you can plant that seed. See, you're not responsible for changing people's lives. For example, like Christians, like some Christians feel like I'm supposed to convert this person. I'm supposed to convert this person. You don't save people's lives. It's Jesus. It's the Spirit. It's the Goddess. It's the God. Let Spirit do Spirit. You're just supposed to show them the way. You have to stop trying to change people. You have to stop trying to be like, oh, if someone's not this way, this is how they are. Not everyone's meant to be like you. Somebody may have something that you think is a character flaw, but that's how God made them. And so it's like, how dare you try and play creator? You're just supposed to point them the way because you believe that it's God that's going to awaken them. And that's it. Some people think they're God. Some people think they have to colonize the area and discover things, right? Some people think that they have to be the shining light of justice. When no, not really. All you owe people is to show them the truth. Give them that light bulb flash, but you don't have to shove anything down someone's throat. Why? If you feel like you have to shove something down someone's throat, that's literally presupposing that God isn't strong enough to do it himself, the one that created you. Like, that's hilarious. So When it's time to show up, because Uranus is in Aquarius, when it's time to show up, you have to show up. If I ever get lucky enough and you see me on national television and I'm on like Bill O'Reilly, or I'm on like somebody's YouTube podcast who's an atheist, and they start to berate me and they start to be like, oh, you believe in spirits, you're stupid. Do you really believe in spirits, Mike? You're not in front of your audience anymore. You're in front of critically minded thinking people. Do you really believe in spirits? How are you going to be when you're not preaching to the choir? Am I going to be like, yeah, you're right, I'm sorry, I just kind of say that because I get caught up in the moment? Or, well, no. It's not that I believe in spirits. It's just, am I going to start backtracking? Or am I going to be like, hey, yo, I don't care if you don't believe me. This is my message. And you're dumb because you don't believe in spirits. And they're right in front of you with your intelligent ass. I'm going to catch an attitude because you have to reflect back the patronizing that's being done to you. All right? There used to be a time where people would get burned at the stake. People will get burned at the stake because there'll be people who are like, do you believe in God? If you do, you getting killed. That's every Sagittarius right now, by the way. That's every Sagittarius. Saturn has the gun on their head like, oh, you want to show these people the light of God? Do it. Do it. I will end it so quick. I will end it so quick. Pisces has it in their 10th house. So if Pisces is spiritual, then they're going to get that reputation of being cuckoo. And some of you are so afraid about what people who aren't even awake have to say about you. Kids, children in the spiritual community. Children. You're worried about what children have to say. People who haven't even walked their spiritual path. People who later are going to eventually be like, hey, you were right. All right? That's happened to me before. I've given someone a reading. And it's like they weren't really feeling it. And I didn't let that get to me. I speak nothing but the truth. I'm a Gemini. This person had to come back around later when I least expected it. Like, oh my gosh, you really are the truth. Like, I didn't believe at all what you said. It really came true. And sometimes you have to plant seeds in people. Jesus gave that parable too. You put the seeds in the coconut and you let the lime go around. I'm just joking. You put seeds in some people, and when you put some seeds, some birds come and snatch it up. When you put some seeds, hey, it may not grow well because it falls in the cracks. All right. You can plant truth in something and the bird will snatch that seed. All right. The birds can be their friends. You tell someone about the truth of who they are, they start to get it, they start to wake up, and then their friends come later like, don't listen to that crazy dude. Don't listen to that person. That person doesn't know what they're talking about. And then they go back to sleep. They're now the Walking Dead again. Some people, the seeds don't ever grow because they don't get enough water or nurturing. You can give an idea to people, but they don't have enough nurturing to water that seed for it to actually grow into life. Some people are lucky. That seed actually grows. All right? And it is what it is. And one thing that I love about parables is it's totally Piscean language. That's kind of how I can believe this could be a Capricorn energy, because the third house is Pisces. Spirit will speak to you in parables, and it's symbolic to where you have to take the intuitions Neptune retrograde is showing you, and you can't take it literally. All right? Like, if you see a sign that maybe you're supposed to, like, in a certain sense, ooh, James White broke it down. People don't see themselves as consciousness. They define as black or white, male or female. So they will always suffer till reincarnation. Exactly. Like, you know, you have to be able to read into symbols. You have to be able to look at a sign and see, read between the lines. And that's my lesson to you. That's my message to you. It's not going to be easy. It doesn't have to be. Some of you speak this language. You have Mercury in Pisces, so it's like nothing to you. It's so easy. But some of you have to be willing to detach. And if you don't understand what a sign means, literally ask ask the universe, and just wait to be told. So don't run away from challenge. My mom used to tell me this all the time. She was like, Michael, the thing that's wrong with you is that when things get hard, you run away. So I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you. Like, it might be a Gemini thing. We like to travel the path of least resistance, and not every Gemini's like that, right? But, you know, don't be in a position where just because something is wrong or hard or bad, you run away. Because you're running away from that twin flame soulmate, you're going to go to another relationship, the same challenges are going to come up. And I'm saying, let it be your soulmate that teaches you this. Let it be your twin flame that's throwing this black magic. Because to these people, it's like, if you do not angel power up, that is why I hate Caps. I hate Capricorn and Scorpio. Well, more Capricorn, because they force me to be better people. And it's like, why can't I just be not shit? Why can't I just like be a horrible person and live to regret it? Why are you always trying to change me into a better person? What the hell's wrong with you? Sarcasm. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Some people love you so much, they're like, if you can't handle an attack from me, you're not ready for the world. And I would rather you get strong enough to handle me until you can actually handle other people. All right? Some of you have to let go of a twin flame or soulmate, but then yeah, I hate my Cap Moon, but my Cap Moon hates me too. Hold on. I hate to digress. I need to tell you a regular conversation between my Gemini and my Cap Moon. It's not so much that my Cap Moon hates me, but my Cap Moon is exactly conjunct Saturn on Capricorn. So I'll say something, I'll be like, haha, that's a funny joke. And then my Capricorn is like, do you have class at all? Like, do you have taste? Like, what's wrong with you? And then I'm like, can you just like stop cutting on my swag? And then my Capricorn will be like, you still use the word swag? What's wrong with you? And then my Gemini will be like, well, I'm just gonna say whatever I want to say. And then my Capricorn will just like say, it's weird. Let me not make this about me. But really be in a position to where it's just like, you trust in the process, all right? If you're having synchronicities that tell you that someone is your soulmate, and look, I'm not saying, like, some of you have signs and synchronicities that you have a connection with someone. Just because you have a connection with someone doesn't mean they're your soulmate, my friends, all right? Just because you have a connection with someone doesn't mean that they're your soulmate. Just because you have like a strong feeling with someone, you think it's your soulmate, you don't know it's because you're powerful, because you have the capacity to connect strongly with people, and it's less them and it's you, all right? Unless you're having dreams of this person, unless you're actually having signs, like that's where it was the opposite. Like I was like, this person's not my soulmate. The universe was like, red lights, yes they are, yes they are. And then everywhere I go, it's just like, no, all right? So some of you, you're being drawn to people who are being drawn to other people. That doesn't mean they're not your soulmate. And, you know, I keep trying to tell y'all, you really need to get rid of this whole notion that you're meant to be with one person your whole life. So that's why there's this fantasy that I only have one true soulmate. You're fooling yourself, homie. You're fooling yourself. Okay, some of you then get stuck on one person, and it's like, okay, some of you, you feel like you're stuck on a soulmate. You don't know that their soul is so possessed over you that you think you're drawn to them. They're subconsciously drawn to you. I had a Pisces confirm this to me yesterday. She was like, is there someone of this name that you know? Because they're very possessive. And this was the same person that in real life, they're acting like they don't know me. But signs, synchronicities. So trust the signs, all right? And you need to trust the timing of everything so that if you don't have any soulmate or twin flame, then don't even wait for them to be on the way. Focus on yourself. If you put the intention to get them, they gonna come, or you're gonna go to them. For real. So really kind of get rid of this whole one partner thing, because marriage is man-made. The institute of marriage is man-made. This whole free love thing is man-made. This is why arranged marriages work so much better and longer than people being like, oh, I'm in love. Oh, I'm in love this. That's why we live in a culture and society where no one respects people. No one has any shred of loyalty. You're going to date someone or be married to someone and have kids with somebody. And then, oh my gosh, I just met someone who I feel is my soulmate. Oh my gosh, I've never felt anything like this. I have to break up with you. I have to divorce with you because this is real love and I have to follow this love. And then it's like, really? Like, real love? Is that real love? You have so many people like this. They get drawn so much from their feelings. And James White, I'm sorry, I used the wrong word. Free love is good. Free love in and of itself is good. But there's so much wisdom in arranged marriages, which that's flawed as hell too. Because back in advanced civilizations and societies, we were a people that did not have marriages. Like, we did not get married to this one person. Like, love was colloquial. It was all community. Children were raised in a community. Like, a whole community would raise a child. We were truly one. We would love each other, okay? But when we're in a system that systematically has to make a business out of everything, rules are made, and blah. That's that. And it is what it is. This Neptune retrograde is going to reveal to you how certain people may be charismatic, certain people may feel like, and I'm talking all this crap about marriage, you might see me hypocritically get married. So if I do, y'all have full permission to like call me a hypocrite and make fun of me, because you know that's being a hypocrite. Soul contracts are very real, Mila. But yeah, we're in the Walking Dead, my friends. We are in the Walking Dead, and this should scare you because there's people walking around doing the same things over and over. There are people who literally go around doing nothing all day. Nothing all day. All right. And you know what? Marriage, I when you use the words weird, I didn't really explain it. It's not so much that marriage is a business, because there's spiritual marriage. All right. There's marriage that happens outside the law courts, and that's divine. Some of you get married in your dreams, and that's how you know it's legit. If you ever married someone in your dreams, it doesn't mean that you're meant to marry them, which it could be. But some of you have had like marriages in the dream realm. That's what I meant, in the spiritual world. Divine marriages where you're yoked at a soul level, and that's why you're magnetically drawn. All right. That's true marriage. But I'm talking about the business of marriage, the actual real, like, okay, you need to go to this law court. You need to say you're married. You need to switch your tax obligation. If you're getting married for that, at least you're real. Like, some of you are out here getting married for citizenship. That's some gangster shit, and I respect that, because at least you're not fooling each other. At least you know this is what I'm getting married for, and it's serving a purpose. Others of you, you cannot really do this whole I'm in love. Like, a lot of people these days get married because they fall in love, and that's cute and all, but that's why arranged marriages last, because it's all about keeping money in it's not all about this, but some people do it to keep money in a family. Others do it so that they can carry on tradition. Marriage is not about meeting someone that you fall in love with and that makes you feel, and then in that passion, you just get married to them. Because when that passion fades that you think is love and really was just magic, or passion, and you thought it was love, and when that person's beauty fades and then you start having real problems, you realize, wow, I guess I don't love that person like I thought I loved them, right? I want a spiritual gangster marriage too. So make sure that whoever you partner with, you love, just make sure it's not like passion and beauty that's the only thing. You know what I'm saying? Traditions are what lasts. Traditions are what lasts, and not everyone wants to follow tradition, and not everyone has to follow tradition. Some people are meant to be rebellious, but I'm just trying to say, you know what I mean? Like, consider this Now that Jupiter is about to enter Scorpio and partnerships are about to get so much more real, all right? To where, I'm not talking about those of you who have had long-term relationships. Some of you, you have to get married like this. Some of you, you've already been married in past lives. And so when you meet this lifetime, you get married quickly because you've been married in a past life. All right. So it's not like you're dating someone new. It's like, you know, you're just continuing finished business. I have someone like that. I've known from past life. Oh, snap. And, you know, it is what it is. Damn, Becca. See, all right. You did say go ahead. I hate to do this, bro. You know, as a fellow Aquarius, but I have to do this. All right, yo. That being said, there we go. And energy instantly shifted. That being said, it's very important because you're in a position to where you really, really, really have to ask if what you're doing is because of you or because, and I apologize, I should have done this earlier. Sorry that I didn't do this earlier. So yeah, I apologize for not blocking earlier. I should have done it earlier. But yeah, that being said, really be put in a position to where when you're surrounded by these zombies, you don't fold, okay? And there's a little bit different in this to where, unlike before, we do have this Neptune retrograde with Saturn still in Sagittarius, but Jupiter's in Libra, right? Which was that way before. It's just the only thing a little bit different about this is a lot to do with you being in a position to clap back heavy, all right? And before you had to, like, you know what I'm saying, back down because you didn't want to take too much spiritual attack, but y'all are some warriors now. And I'm not really saying to go up to people and be like, you should be spiritual, but when the opportunity presents itself, show up and be that light. Because some of you are so powerful. My life path is 9 for camera that asked. I'm a life path 9. But some of you are so powerful. I would say everyone watching right now. And that's why I'm saying, like, I can't be hard on you. I can't be like, how dare you dim your light? You've been systematically programmed to suppress it. Down at an instinctual level. You're still waking up. A lot of us are still spiritual toddlers, right? But start to see how potent and powerful your own light is, right? And don't try and get a positive reaction. Be comfortable with standing your ground, 7 of Wands style, speaking your truth, and just letting that be that. Because you do not need affirmation. You do not need to have validation from other people. You get validation from God. You get validation from spirit. You get validation from your soul. Validation from other people. We got a 33 life path and an 11 in the building. 30 people, you can get validation from other people, and it's a beautiful thing. It's an ugly thing if you rely too much on that, to the point where you're not going to speak your truth in Gemini season because you're worried about how it'll offend other people. Given fluoride as a child at still 3 years, still detoxing. You see what I mean? The parts of your childhood to where you have had to, like, been so susceptible to a lot of people, where, like, from 0 to 5, before you've made your own conscious decisions, you've already been programmed. And that takes years. That takes years to get over. That takes a Saturn return and a half. So for that, you have to be patient, and you have to really be easy on yourself. You can't be hard on yourself, because when you were at a young, that's why the spiritual warfare is being fought over your kids. That's why I'm going to homeschool any kids that I have. Mandatory. Like, forget about it, right? It's really important because you have to be in a position to make sure you're not really like allowing yourself to backtrack. And a lot of this, oh man, a whole lot of this is like it's very like tipsy turvy because you wanna be in a position where you oh my god. You wanna be in a position apologize. You wanna be in a position to where you don't allow certain things to knock you off track, just like I did, but more so really be in a position where you, at a great and powerful level, boss up spiritually, if anything. And once again, just like these kids are being fought over, these kids who still have yet to make their own decisions, this is when they're 8 to you know, well, not even less than 8, you know what I'm saying? Like Lisa Gale, we have to unlearn so much stuff because spirit is trying to talk to us, and we're trying to put spirit in our box. And it's like, you can't be hard on yourself. And actually, this is why spirit is compassionate, because it sees. You're trying to put spirit in a box. And especially with this Neptune retrograde, you're going to get powerful synchronicities. But it's not because they're signs. This is going to come offline. The synchronicities Neptune retrograde is going to give you is because of all the signs that you've had while it was direct. So if you notice, the signs are getting really potent. Now, when Neptune goes retrograde, you're not gonna get any new signs, but the signs that you've already gotten, they're now going to start to come together and make sense. All right, especially as this starts to, at a greater level, sextile Pluto retrograde more and Pluto direct, right? And this is all going to come together and test you for how well you believe it, so that when certain things happen on the surface that seemingly contradict your intuition, it's not necessarily going to knock you off base. And sometimes spirit has to do this. Neptune's going to go retrograde in like 2.5 days. And it's going to be very powerful and positive because you're going to really uncover things that you've always known. Neptune retrograde is once again in 2.4 days, but this Neptune retrograde transit is going to take a whole lot of stuff you thought were conspiracy theories, because when it was going direct, you were going greater in Pisces and you were starting to focus a lot more on spirit. Now it's retrograde and you have to apply it to people. So remember, your enemy is not your fellow man. So the moment you start to get mad, this is why you have to spread love. Like, some of you feel like when you show love to someone, it's being taken for granted, and you don't understand the power of love. Love is a powerful vibration. Love is an extremely powerful vibration that uplifts stuff. When you show love to really negative people, they start to go like, it's like showing sunlight to a vampire. And that's why when someone pisses you off, when someone gets in a logical discussion and then they start calling you names, you cannot let yourself be triggered. This is tactical warfare. You have to have the self-control to stay, and if you slip up, that's okay. I got a Mars and Aries. I slip up sometimes too. But you have to have the control in your heart to just react with love, because those vibrations literally kill that negativity. And that lets you know that it's not them, but the spirit behind them. And I'm going to say this again. People began possessed. Possession is so common, you're possessed right now. Do you have a moon sign? You're possessed right now. If you have a moon sign, you're possessed by your own moon. So the way possession works is people take over your moon sign. Sometimes I get possessed by Capricorns. They'll just like take over my soul, and I'll be channeling like, oh, what the hell? Like sometimes I can feel them, and it's just like, damn it, because Neptune's there, and so they'll just take advantage of Neptune, and no one else will see it. And now I'm like the delusional one. It's like, you don't see what they're doing, and it's like, what are you talking about? You know how Capricorn will just, you know how Capricorn or Pisces will just give you that smile, like, what are you talking about? Me? What are we doing? And then they'll give you the smile, and it's like, yeah, you know what I'm doing, but you can't tell anyone. And then you're in your own nightmare, and it's just like, yes, thank you for nothing. It is what it is. It is what it is. And then you ask me why. And then you ask me why I be saying Capricorn is evil with their sexy asses. It's not fair. It's not fair. It is what it is, though. It is what it is, though. I just wish I was that powerful. But hey, I probably would have done even worse things, and that's why I'm not. Don't let The Walking Dead turn you off, because this is an opportunity to really make, and just like Walking Miracle said, I'm tired of conspiracy theories, because we need to stop making these just theories. We really need to start like going deep into the core truth of this. So go talk to a Scorpio or a Scorpio moon, because they know it's far from a conspiracy. They'll just tell you what's going on. And Sagittarius will just see through the BS. So really keep this in mind. The thing about Neptune retrograde really facilitating a lot of this is more people's hearts being open to darkness. You see these young kids embracing the Satanism, and there's different sects of Satanism. There's like spiritual Satanism. There's like the Anton LaVey kind, which is more mental. Really so much that Satanism in and of itself is wrong. So I'm not going to demonize that. It's how you use it, right? But you have these kids embracing rebellion because they didn't have people to tell them right. They didn't have people with integrity to show them the right way. You have people lying to them. What else are they supposed to do? They're the walking dead. And just because somebody, this is something that should scare you, just because something is spiritual, just because someone is psychic, doesn't mean that they're alive. Doesn't mean that they're not walking dead. You have some walking dead who are psychic. You have some walking dead who read astrology every day. They talk about how it's good to be good. They talk about all this psychic spiritual information, but they don't never act it out. They never practice what they preach. If anything, they're just using this for disinformation, just like Alex Jones. Alex Jones is a plant. Alex Jones will go to actual demonstrations and then start acting a fool so people don't take him seriously. When people are out here protesting over real issues, Alex Jones will tell you half of the truth. He'll like point you in, but then he'll just act crazy and do other stuff that's not true. And you have so many people like this in this spiritual community alone, in every community, all right? In any church. If the devils, if someone negative wants to disrupt a church, they're gonna infiltrate the church. Kind of like they used AYB to infiltrate the chat and then make everyone start to feel negative. That's how it works, you feel me? And it's very important that you stand your ground, and that instead of getting triggered, you hold your heart in love. Just because it doesn't necessarily change instantly doesn't mean that it has to be complained about. And this is where I say you have to be a spiritual warrior. And in times of war, sometimes you have to fight when you don't want to fight. Sometimes, and you're fighting now, not by triggering and getting angry. You're fighting by holding your spiritual ground, right? And you're fighting by being in a position to very powerfully and potently spread that love like it's no joke and like it's not some weak force, right? Fighting is hard. You will get tired of fighting, but you talk to a soldier on the war ground. Can they just get tired of fighting? Do they have to fight until the war is won? And if you're not going to fight back, you're going to let these negative entities fight you. Conspiracy theory is a government term. Amen, King Mitchell. Conspiracy theory is a government term made so that it's a theory and not a factual. And I'm not talking about like these YouTube videos where people will just like be like, oh, this person's nose is in a triangle, so they're Illuminati. I'm not talking about those, all right? I'm talking about people who say real stuff with real evidence and they just get sidelined. Like, what's his name? Who he even called out Alex Jones. Oh, I forgot his name, but they killed him. It was back in the day. Regardless, I think he made Behold a Pale White Horse or whatnot. But yeah, my friend, spiritual hygiene. Have patience. Michael Moore, he's one of them. Have patience with your spirit guides and your soulmates, and stop giving up. Stop giving up, because that's exactly what the dark forces want you to do. And shout out to my real soldiers, the Aries. Shout out to my real warriors. You know what I'm saying? Behold a Pale Horse. Thank you. Shout out to, oh, Dick Gregory. He's cool. Shout out to my real warriors who know that we don't stop fighting till the war is won. We don't take compromise. We don't take compromise. We fight. William Cooper. That's him. William Cooper. That's the guy who did. William Cooper. Real one. All right. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to those of you who aren't giving up, because you cannot expect a miracle to happen. Stop giving away your power, like Jay said, so needlessly. You have to have strength, and you know what? It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, and you're going to have to fight. Some of you are going to have to fight harder than you've ever fought. And let me be real. If you're having this much of a problem now, you're not going to, if you're giving up now already, you're not going to make it when Saturn's in Capricorn. Because now Saturn is in Sagittarius, and we're like, oh, we're starting to see that we're powerful. We're starting to see our abilities. When it's in Capricorn, you're going to start controlling your abilities. If you have Saturn in Cap, ooh, if you have Saturn in Aquarius, Pisces, and the new gen, ooh, it's going to get real. All right? Unless you have it from the older generation, then it's just like mastery of your power, and you should be proud. So keep this in mind. Keep fighting the good fight. The reason why I'm saying The Walking Dead is this Neptune retrograde period is just going to reveal more so than ever how lost people are and how blind people are. How people will feed themselves with the same poison every day. They'll feed themselves with poisonous food, poisonous toxic influences from friends, poisonous television programming, and you try and pull them away, and they don't want to. They're dead. They're dead. There is no life. Like it's only fire signs that can see this, by the way, because fire signs truly have life, and then water signs will feel it. Like some people have no life to them. Like outside of them saying what they're supposed to say, wearing what they're supposed to wear, doing what other people influence them to do, they have no personality. They have no being. Like they're dead. They're not alive. They don't make any decisions of their own. They don't do anything that's authentic to them. You ask them a question, they're like, well, what do you guys think? And it's like, no, you, what do you think about this? Right? And they're sheep. They have no light. Air signs is electricity. They have no light. You feel me? And it's like, they can't think critically, and they're not alive. Just because their heart's beating, just because they may register some sensations, they don't have that spark that makes them unique. That's real life. All right? If you want to see life, look at a Sagittarius, look at a Leo, look at an Aries who's just full of passion, who's being so authentic and unique. A lot of people don't have that. They go through the same day doing things. Some of these people are our own relatives, and that's where it hurts the most, because it's easy to look at someone you don't know personally, but the reason why this hurts is because it's people you know. There's some people who you never thought could. You know what I'm saying? And then even worse, There's some people who do have life, and then over time, they lose their fire. They lose their fire. So somebody asked, before I draw the signs, the cards, somebody asked, how do you awaken them? Very great question. Awakening and enlightenment is a personal experience. You are not here, your wish is coming true. You are not here to awaken people. All right? There could be words that come out my life, there could be words that come out my mouth that awaken you, but it's not me that awakened you. It's the spirit that awakened you. Okay? It's not your job to awaken people. It's not your job to get people to see how you do things. You're supposed to walk from example and awaken yourself. You're supposed to work spiritually on yourself. And when the opportunity comes to show up, you show up. That's it. People need to see your spirituality. You can't talk to people about spirituality. People need to see when all their fake friends do them wrong, and then because you walk with integrity, they're not going to care about you talking to them 2 weeks ago about, oh, this is why you're supposed to have faith. They're going to look back on when everyone counted me out, this person helped me. This person's a real one. What does this person believe? I might have to look into it. They're going to look at your example. They're going to look at the fact that everyone's depressed, but you have this inner fire. Everyone's going through BS, but you're okay. This is why you have to have joy. This is why you have to wake up and spread that light so that people know where to find you. Some of you are light. Some of you are like lighthouses. And you're not supposed to, a lighthouse just stays still and it shines. It doesn't go chasing after people to be like, you're going to get this light. You're going to get this light. Now, some people have special missions. There's an exception to every rule. There's some Leos out here. You know, maybe they may have a North Node Aries on Mars. There's some people who they're like love ninjas. They're like, hey, you gonna get this love. Hey, they're just gonna like throw you against the wall and be like, you gonna get this love. And then they will just like change your heart. Not everyone's like that, all right? Other than that, shine your light. And you know what's gonna happen when you shine your light? You might get made fun of. You might get ostracized. You might lose your job. But coming from someone who's lost everything, well, I have not lost everything, like loved ones and whatnot, but coming from someone who lost a stable foundation and had nothing but spirit to trust, spirit looked out for me. I can tell you, spirit will look out for you. If you ever, you can't take the light away, like Big Sean says. If you ever in your life lose a relationship, lose a job, lose friends because you're speaking and walking your truth, I promise you, the universe will bless you with 3 times better friends, with a better job that aligns with it. If you ever lose something that comes as a consequence to walking your destiny and talking your truth, then you have to know you're walking towards the universe blessing you for something for that. And I promise that. The only way you're going to doubt is if you feel like it's not happening quick enough, which you just got to spend more time in prayer and with spirit, because the ones that do never have that problem. Spirit always, 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 always has your back. And I know this because you don't have a hole through your lung. You have 2 legs. You could have like gotten your arm chopped off. You could have gotten in a car accident before you came back. You're still alive. Anything can happen. You're still alive. You're still breathing. You're still here. You still have the opportunity to share this light with someone else, and you have nothing but to be grateful. And you know what? Somebody had emailed me after my last broadcast, and they said, thank you, thank you, Peace Dealer. Because of what you said, I decided not to kill myself. And what I have to tell this person is, you can't thank me. It's not me. You have to thank God. You have to thank your spirit guides. And most importantly, you have to thank yourself for believing in yourself to decide to live another day. So when I say don't kill yourself, please don't kill yourself. because the greatest gift we have the opportunity and experience, a pleasurable experience of experiencing, is you. And why would, and just because you're around people who are stupid and can't honor and value that doesn't mean you have to let them affect you like that. And I wish I could be more empathetic and not sound so logical, because sometimes you just have to, sometimes it's not words. Sometimes you just have to hug somebody and until they feel better. And I can't do that from across the stream, but please, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't ever like take your life. It's a war out here. And if you're suicidal, if you feel suicidal, can I be real with you? If you ever feel suicidal, it's because the light you have within you is so bright that the darkness is threatened. And so they have to get you to kill yourself, because they try and kill you, but you won't die. You go through near-death experience, you won't die. They're like, damn, all we can do is hit them with depression. That's all the dark side has now, depression. And it works, but that's all. That's how weak they are. Because the light in you is so powerful that you would change people's lives. So you have to go through people who make you not see your light. But hold on, that's the reason why. That's the spirit of suicide. Like, it's because you're so powerful, you have to actually get yourself to kill yourself so that you will not be a wrench in the evil people's plans. And how does this work? You start to deny yourself. You start to think you're not as powerful as you are. All lies. All lies. And that's why you can never really be so hard on someone who was going to kill themselves. I can't be like, how dare you try and kill yourself? It's real out here. And sometimes we get caught in vulnerable positions. And suicide runs through a lot of people's minds. All right? Cancers are the most prone. Cancers are the most prone. And I could share something personal, but I won't. But just keep that in mind. Some of the most strong, powerful people who you think walk around strong, that might have crossed their minds too. So don't think that it's just like exclusive to you. Just remember, you know what I'm saying? You got this. You can live another day. You can live another day. And sometimes it's like, is it even worth it? Is it even worth it to move another day? And this is where you have to be that warrior. You have to stoke that inner fire. This is why every day and every night you have to pray. You have to stoke your spiritual fire. You have to connect with your spirit guides. You have to remind yourself every day why you do this. Because sometimes it is like a spiritual assassination. Sometimes when you don't do that, it's very easy for you to get blindsided. But if every day and night, like that 33-day ritual, every day and night, you tune in and you're grateful and you remember, yes, this is what I do this for. This is why I'm here. It's going to be that much harder for the dark forces to take you off track. And I'm going to be real. You're going to get off track sometimes. But when you get off track, just walk on that road. I invite you to read Pilgrim's Progress, because Pilgrim's Progress is an allegory. It's very Christian, but if you're not Christian, you don't have to really feel like you're converting to Jesus. Just read it objectively. Pilgrim's Progress is about a man who realizes, oh my gosh, I need to get right. I need to change because there's a greater reality. And he's trying to tell his wife, this is the most scary situation ever. The most scary situation ever. He's trying to tell his wife, he's trying to tell his kids. His kids are like, Mom, Dad's being crazy again. And he had this big like bag and burden on him. So he can barely move. It's like, oh, and it's just like, wow. You know what I'm saying? His own family couldn't even see it. They were the Walking Dead. And do you know what this dude did? He left town and he went on this adventure with his burden. With his burden, Pilgrim's Progress. It's one of the best books I've ever made. Writing down your prayers is extremely powerful. And it's like this dude went on a journey. This dude named Pliable, this is how you know it's an allegory. A dude named Pliable came, joined him on his adventure. As soon as they got caught in like a bog, or as soon as they got caught, shout out to King Mitchell, very true. As soon as they got caught in some mud, Pliable ran away. And the thing with Pilgrim is that his burden will get better. There was a time where his burden fell off and his path like advances, but like what the enemy would do to Pilgrim is every now and then he would walk that path. And then every now and then when he'd meet someone, it would take him off that path. And he had to get back on. until he made it. And he didn't quit until he made it. And it's as simple as that. No one wants to rock that straight and narrow because it's not that exciting. You know what I'm saying? You see other people living the life, but you have to live with discipline. It's not the most fun, but it's always worth it. And hopefully one day, many of you already see this. Hopefully one day, you know, you will see this too if you don't already. And just believe in yourself, if anything. I really invite for you to get this webinar because I'm going to break down the decans as well. I'm going to talk about how, you know, witchcraft is exclusive to second decan Gemini, and second decan Gemini are the top models of the zodiac because they have Venus subruling themselves. Some of the most beautiful Capricorn I've ever seen are the second decan, but I've seen some sexy ones who are first and third decan too. But you know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about how if you are a third decan Gemini, that makes you a revolutionary, as opposed to being, you know, a lightning mage, as opposed to maybe another type of air mage. There's different types of air magery. There's different types of warriors per se in the Aries decan. You know, you could be a second decan Aries and you're a warrior king. So you're the king that goes to battle with your warriors. Aries is so real like that. So you know what I'm saying? Thank y'all so much for the love in the live chat. This is amazing. You'll know what decan you are because there's 3 decans, right? If you're 0 to 9 degrees, you're first decan. If you're 10 to 19, you're second decan. If you're 20 to 29, you're third decan. And I'm going to break down in the webinar a secret of how to really know what decan is who. This will blow your mind if you don't already know. It's the most amazing stuff ever. Okay, so we'll break that down. And third decan Aries is the adventurer Aries. And this will influence your rising too. Decans do count for ascendants. Third decan Aries, you're subruled by Jupiter. So these are like the philosophical Aries who, you know, they're not going to be the first decan Aries that will kill you, whoop your ass, and like, you know, go to war, but also have passion and like, you know what I'm saying? Well, no, I'm sorry. Every decan of Aries will whoop your ass, like if you do it to them. But yeah, just like, you know, so make sure you get that webinar. It's going to be one of my best webinars ever to date because we're going to go in. This might be pretty long too. A lot of you asking, what about this decan? What about that decan? Make sure you register. If you don't have any money now, whenever you have the money, just make sure you get it. This is very much so an investment. So just like you have to pay bills for something and you have money for that, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you do, feel free, shoot me an email. I could probably help you out and hook you up with some, like if it's really that bad. But yeah, keep that in mind. Shout out to those of you who've gotten the love readings and the love reports, still have those available. Look forward to doing those and the ceremonies that I'll be able to do with the love. But yeah, a cool thing in the webinar is that I'll also be able to answer questions, Q&A. So if you want to know how this works with your chart, you can bring your chart with you and we'll go in, all right? And yeah, the link is in the description box below if you want to see the information and details about it. And let us get into the cards. I'm going to talk about how Leos are sorcerers and how wizardry is actually only exclusive to Pisces. But then I'll also talk about how, even though I said, this is another thing, even though I said that witchcraft is exclusive to second decan Capricorn, right? Thank you, Paris, love you. Even though I just said witchcraft is second decan Capricorn, a Taurus or a Virgo with the Capricorn moon can be initiated into witchcraft by a real witch. These are exceptions here and there, right? So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how if you're an Aquarius, you might be able to progress into being a wizard, although you might not want to. So make sure you join the web. And a Leo twin flame could be a wizard if they have their moon in Pisces, but a lot of people mistake sorcery for wizardry. And that's because they saw like the wizard hat on a Disney thing, or they'll see like shows say this is what wizards are. And no. So keep that in mind. And Aries, the card that we have for you. Aries, we have a very positive card. Yeah, I need a witch too, Tiki Goddess, because I have Neptune and Uranus in those witchcraft degrees, and because I'm a Gemini, I don't know how to access it unless I have a witch I can trust who can activate it for me. But finding one I can trust is another story. We have serendipity, baby! And it's so funny because this is also the other card of serendipity. So Aries, you on one. Like, surprises are, and I think I got this for you too. Wizards of Waverly Place is awesome. But yeah, serendipity and Four of Wands, okay? And shout out to Jay Leaves in the chat. Aries, this is talking about a lot of positivity happening for you. So it's a lot of positivity you may not expect, especially if that Pluto square is flanking you and just kind of like making life really hard. Don't worry, my beloved Aries. It's going to get fun. You might actually have a party thrown for you, or you might throw a party, so you never know, right? It's going to be very positive. So walk into this. A lot of y'all have to know that this is happening because you were uncompromisingly fighting, speaking that truth, never giving up. You saw people left and right turn fake when it got hard, and you still stayed true. So don't think the universe is not going to bless you. And Taurus, oh my God. We got the 9 of Pentacles. You're just going to be stunting. You're just going to be like, what? How much? How much do you need, boo-boo? What? $5,000? Ain't nothing to a boss. What? What's up? Huh? Yeah. You want to go on a shopping spree? Okay. Yeah, it's going to be dope, Taurus. And we got message in the bottom. So this is definitely talking about a lot of you gaining a message from a literal bottom. No, I'm just joking. Kind of look for the truth in odd places. Something's just going to kind of hit you off guard, and it's going to key you into something. But I'm getting the sense that this could also be a message from this person as well. But Taurus, let's be real. This is you. You're gonna be lit. You're gonna be lit. And it's gonna be sick. And yeah. And the thing that I love about this card is it comes from your hard work. The 9 of Pentacles is disciplined. Like, they worked hard for this. That's why she's like, what was that, honey? Huh? Okay. So that being said, Gemini, we got serendipity for you too. And for those of you who don't know, serendipity is something amazing that happens that you didn't expect. Or serendipity, I feel, is something that works out your way that you didn't really expect to happen. And let me just get the actual definition. The occurrence and development of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way. So like, I can just be walking home and, you know, I might not be able to afford a certain porno. And no, I'm just joking. I have the temperament. I was about to tell a really bad joke and I'm just not going to say it. And not bad as in like, it's vulgar, but just like bad as in it's not funny. So anyway, I got the Temperance card, and Gemini, this is talking about serendipitous of your lifestyle to where like you're in a much better position to balance certain elements and incorporate. Like, you're trying to do some spiritual stuff, but you're trying to do some real stuff, and an archangel is going to help you. This is also talking about a Sagittarius like peeking from you from the veil, and you might get a visitation from an archangel because this is a card of Sag. This is also a soulmate card, so keep this in mind. You're going to be keyed in to the higher vibrational quality that somebody actually has within their soul and spirit, and you're going to see how supernatural someone is, and you just have to believe it. Because some of you are into people and you're aware that they're psychic, but you don't even know how psychic they really are. And the universe is trying to tell you, and it's like, just believe it. All right, Cancer. Whoa, this one just fell out. Fork in the road. But I'm going to reshuffle it anyway. Fork in the road. Maybe there's a decision that you have to take or make. Why? But when Cancer does it, it's why? See, Cancer doesn't cry all the time. Sometimes it's crocodile tears, and sometimes they know what the crying can do. No, I'm just joking. Let me not be salty. We have the Page of Cups. So Cancer, some of you have connected with a new lover. Some of you have connected with someone new who's like making you get all head over heels, and that's totally cool. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely powerful in the sense where you're in a position to very profoundly develop a deeper sense. LeBron James is a Capricorn. Develop a deeper sense of power emotionally. But the Y card is throwing me off. I'm not gonna lie. Might have to look in the book for this one. And I don't even like reading the book, but oh well. The power of knowing. Okay. Yeah, so the card book says you want to be mindful of why you're asking what you're asking, but no, this is really just saying that don't really be worried about why you're feeling how you're feeling, because some of you Cancers are catching feelings left and right. Some of you Cancer risings, Cancer moons, Cancer suns, you catching feelings, and you're just like, why? Why am I in love with this basic ass? He doesn't even have swag for real. Why? Why? And the universe is like, it don't matter why. Just love. Just fall in love. And it's good because sometimes you can be a bit immature, but the Page of Cups is like, it's okay. It's okay. Leo. I cannot. Leo, we have the Temperance card. So you have like Gemini and Cancer mixed. We have the Temperance card, which is talking about you being in a position to really, at a powerful level, organize a lot of elements in your life and put it like this, okay? Temperance is hooking you up, Leo. Temperance is like, you can do both. Like some of you are saying like, some people are saying you're not supposed to smoke or you can smoke. And you're like, what should I do? And Temperance is saying everything in moderation, my friend. Like you can do whatever you want, just do it in moderation. And it's that simple. And then we have the why. So don't be like Cancer asking, but why though? But why? 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 But honestly, I feel like people are gonna come to you with this question. And trust me now, troll them. If anyone asks you why, give them some BS answer that's not even true. Because they're gonna believe you. But make sure it's a troll. Make sure it's so BS, like, unless they're really dumb, then they'll believe you. Then it's their fault because they're dumb. But yeah, just troll them and don't really answer why, so they can learn not to ask and just to be. Virgo, the card we have for you is the Page of Swords. Oh, sorry. Spirit is clowning. Spirit is clowning. Time for a nap. Virgo, I get the sense, and this is not for every Virgo. I sense it. So for some of you Virgos, it's saying that with the Page of Swords, you're really like doing a lot of research. You're really trying to like figure stuff up. You're spending day after day. Some of you Virgos are losing sleep because like you're really trying to like uncover an answer, but this is saying time for a nap. Take a rest from what you've been researching, okay? But this is kind of, and then this is more for like Virgo women and Virgo moons. And it's saying Stop lurking. Stop lurking. Some of y'all been lurking. Some of y'all been lurking day and night. And now spirit has to be like, Virgo, take a rest. Stop lurking. Like just take a nap. You can lurk after, but just get some rest. Some of you been lurking like so long into the night, you don't even get enough sleep. And it's just like, Virgo, we're not saying not to lurk. We're just saying have some rest. Do not lurk 24/7. You are not Scorpio. Scorpio can lurk 24/7. Capricorn can lurk 24/7. They're immortal. You think that they go to sleep like regular humans. They're not humans, okay? Scorpio, Cap, they don't even go to sleep. They pretend to go to sleep so that the people they're with won't think they're vampires. But you're not Virgo. I'm sorry, you're not them. You have to get some rest. Stop lurking all day, okay? You don't have to lurk for every minute. It's all good. Libra, we have the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is a Moon in Libra card. The Two of Swords is saying you do not have to make a decision before you're ready. Okay? And you don't necessarily have to be in a position where people are forcing you to make a decision. If you want to be closed off, you can. Some of your heart chakras are closed because you're just not sure what to do. And ask for a sign. Message in a bottle is saying ask for a sign. And this is the same for Taurus. Taurus and Libra, this message is saying that, thank you, Tina. This message is saying that, like, when you ask for signs, you'll get it. So you're going to get a sign in a very odd way. Like, you're just going to see a cat, like, humping a bird. And it's like, don't cats eat birds? And then this is where I said in the beginning, you have to listen to parables. And you have to look at the symbolism of maybe, you know, two dogs randomly humping each other, or a cat doing something uncharacteristic. Like, what does this mean to my life? Like, something that you are not going to expect is going to very powerfully, like, give you a sign. Like, you might see a hobo smack another crackhead because you just happen to be in the wrong area of a neighborhood at the time you are. And then you're just like, what the hell? And then when you see that hobo smack a crackhead, you look up, bam, that's your sign. It's going to be like that, Libra. You're just going to be like, what? but it's going to make sense to you. And yeah, please, yeah, I wouldn't visualize that. I'm sorry. But yeah, we have for Scorpio, okay, the 10 of Wands. So Scorpio, you have your work cut ahead of you. Try not to procrastinate, because if you do, the work is going to just pile up on itself. And then you're going to hate everyone even more. And you already hate everyone. So it's all good. Make sure you're in a position to not necessarily compromise what you're doing, and you're going to gain a lot of success through this as well. And the success that you gain is going to come primarily a lot through how hard you work through the responsibility that's dumped. So I have to be fair, because this is not telling you to be fair. I hope that wasn't a ghost. I heard someone outside. So I was like, what? But to be fair, it's talking about not letting people dump responsibility on you. Like, some people, the reason why some of you Scorpios are busy is because some people are literally like piling work on you. Like, you know damn well that person can take care of it themselves, but they know you're going to say yes. So you do it. And you have to be like, to be fair, you need to get off your lazy ass and do this yourself. And it's just going to be that simple. All right, Sagittarius, the card we have for you is the Two of Pentacles. I like to think this is a twin flame card. Simply Renee, I got you, you're right. I feel like it's a twin card, but outside of that, this is talking about you being very persistent, you being very productive, if anything. Two of Pentacles is talking about keeping your mind on the money and trusting your hunches, so that if there's any financial opportunities, but I sense this is more of a twin flame card. Like, this is you and your partner finally getting together and doing the divine work you're supposed to do, that you get a leg up on everything. Perceived competition, obstacles, and yeah, this is going to start from you being productive. Okay, infinity, you're right. So it is a twin flame card, I feel you. So keep that in mind. The leg up is going to come from you being productive, but from you kind of, you know, teaming up and balancing. Capricorn. Yes, this is good for my moon. Oh my God. Well, damn, Capricorn, we got the Hanged Man. Capricorn, the Hanged Man is saying that you have to surrender, all right? I'm going through an initiation. I have to release a Death Reaper seal on my soul. So this is telling to my moon, you just have to let it go, you know, surrender. Sorry, this is not a let go card. This is a surrender. This is an initiation card because you're surrendering to the divine. That's why you're hanged and you're not trying to do what the divine's trying to do. And Capricorn, the reason why you have to surrender is because it's not telling you to let go. It's not telling you to let go of how you feel about something. It's just telling you to let go and let God, okay? It's not telling you to let go of like certain convictions you have, but it's saying that instead of doing something about it, surrender and let what your intuition is saying happen. Do you know why? Simply Renee, I'm a cat moon and we don't surrender too, but trust me, it's gonna help. It's gonna help because I got soulmates. So some of you are trying to do too much and your soulmate cannot connect with you because you're supposed to surrender and literally let your soulmate do something. But you're maybe trying to control this so much, your soulmate is not even able to. But if you surrender to your soulmate, Capricorn, this is telling you to surrender to your soulmate. All right. And now some of you Capricorns are like some of you Capricorns are like, damn, like I want this soulmate, but I don't want to surrender to them. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love them, but then oh, we're about to expose Capricorn. This is Capricorn. Capricorn is like, but if I surrender, then I can't control them. And then the soulmates card is like, yeah, you kind of have to let your soulmate do something. And then it's just like, no. But I thought love is controlling people and making them do what I want them to do. And the universe is like, no, you have to let them come in. You can't kind of like control how it's supposed to happen. And Capricorn is like, but no. And so the universe literally has to tie your goddamn hands and tie your feet because you're going to be like, trust me, when a Capricorn can't control something, just look at their body. It's like, they just start twitching. It's like, what do you mean I can't? There's nothing I can do about that? No. All right, let me get to Aquarius before I thought God a little bit more. Certain people enter your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, authenticity. You know these people by the strong pull drawing you towards them, and sometimes by a strong aversion to them initially too. Soulmates could be friends for life or remain in your life for a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you can't possibly fathom. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gifts. So Capricorn, your soulmates are calling you. And the reason why you have to surrender is because they're set to take you to a higher level spiritually. And some of you, in order for them to take you higher, you have to let them do it. All right. Some of you Capricorns are trying to lead the way. Your soulmate knows where to take you. You don't even know, but you just want to be in the lead. All right. But that's not all of you. That's not all of you Caps. Some of you Caps are doing the work, and this surrender is going to be peaceful to you. All right. I have a Cap moon, so trust me, I'm not as thrilled too, but it is what it is. Aquarius, for you, ooh, good luck, Aquarius. Ooh, good luck. Good luck. Aquarius, we have a Cancer. We have the Queen of Cups, all right? So this is a Cancer who's like, ooh, look at this detached mofo. I'm going to get Aquarius in their feelings. So let me just tell you this. from the get-go. Cancers are evil. Like, I love Cancer, but this is where Cancer could get evil. Cancer will see that someone is like dodging their feelings, and then they will make it their mission to get you in your feelings. They won't even want to betray you or anything. But Cancer's like, ooh, Cancer is waiting to run into someone who's not in their feelings. Be like, ooh, I'm gonna get them in their feelings. I'm gonna get them in their feelings. And Cancer's gonna work on you. Cancer's gonna work on you. And we have mending. So Cancer is gonna see that, oh, you have some unresolved emotions that need mending. Ooh, they're gonna be sneaky with it too. They're just gonna ask you something that's unrelated to it, and then before you know it, you're in your feelings. And when Aquarius is in their feelings, it's literally like a robot. When Aquarius is in their feelings, it's literally just like, can't compute. You don't know. Cancer secretly laughing at you because you don't even know that they're seeing you like short circuit. And you're like, and then they go pull Scorpio, like, Scorpio, come look at this. Come look at this. They're short circuiting again. Oh my gosh, you just get played. So keep that in mind. This is talking about a very emotional individual helping mend certain emotional issues within you. All right. Okay. And you don't really have to surrender because they already got you in their sights. Like, it might not even be a Cancer woman, but it's a wrap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Keep that in mind. And yeah. King Mitchell, lurking can be addicting sometimes. I've been guilty myself. So I kind of took that message to heart myself as well. Okay. Finally, Pisces. Pisces, your message is similar to Virgo. Time for a nap. Okay. Pisces, I throw so much shade on you. Forgive me here, because I have to do this again. I even got to the seat. So I'm going to throw a little bit of shade, but it's all good. I love you, Pisces. That's the only reason why I make fun of you the most. I love you for real. So I'm just going to make fun of you. That's just how I do. And I have time for a nap. As if you people don't sleep all day already. Time for a nap, Pisces. What are you taking a nap from? Oh, see, the Seven of Cups is altered states, drug abuse, or using substances. You know what I'm saying? But forget the meaning of this. This is somebody who is getting trolled. This is somebody who, you see this malevolent spirit. You see the spirit that's just like, hey, I'm gonna give these persons synchronicities and signs. And it's like, wow, Pisces, you might need to take a nap. You might need to take a nap because it's like, you know, you might be going through that. No, Pisces. Let me find out. You're this person trolling people. You're this person. You need to take a nap and you need to stop trolling people, Pisces. You need to stop trolling people. It's not cute. It's fun to you. I mean, if I was you, I would do it all the time. So I'm hypocritical as hell. But you need to stop trolling people. Okay? You need to stop trolling people. You need to go to sleep. You need to take a nap from trolling people. And that's that. It is what it is. Okay? Stop being this person. You're making this person's life miserable. And it's like, no. Okay. AYB is an Aquarius. And yeah. So I'm gonna pull one more card for everyone. But for real, Pisces, you might be trying to figure out a situation and you might be a little bit deluded by the signs. So it's just saying take a rest from that. Like don't try and figure it out too much. You know. I do need a nap, Simply Renee. You're right. Okay. I got the Queen of Pentacles for everyone, right? And I got exchanging gifts. This is the Capricorn woman card, but it could be anyone who's grounded and a femme boss, right? And we got exchanging gifts. So if you get lucky and you exchange gifts with this queen, just make sure you don't exchange anything cheap, because in your face, she'll be like, oh, that was kind of cute. But then she'll just like talk about how cheap you were. And she has every right to. Don't be cheap. So make sure what you exchange is something that's meaningful to both you and this person. And yeah, it is what it is. As far as like the card drawings that I do, I make sure that the energy drawn in these cards, like I have stones that surround these cards. So you can trust that these card drawings are super accurate. Not everyone, like I have energy that's clearing it when I do it. And when I draw these cards, I'm drawing them from you. So you can trust that what I pull is legit. Nothing in life is really set in stone. But when the peace dealer pulls cards, that's why it's accurate. So that being said, thank you once again for joining me. And I really do hope that you establish a greater relationship with spirit during this retrograde. Neptune retrogrades are the best time to reestablish a connection with spirit, so that when it's direct, you're starting to move forward with it. And with that being said, each and every one of you today is going to have an encounter with a soulmate. One that you already know or are with, one that might visit you in your dreams, or one that you might meet for the first time ever. And this is because the moon is in Aquarius, grand trining Jupiter and Mercury. So this is where you get that call. This is the day you actually get that, you know, contact. The air is opening up for truth to be revealed. This is where that person gets that epiphany. This is where you get that epiphany. This is where things get connected, quite powerfully so that you're in a much better position to combine forces. And, you know, there is milk and honey for everybody. There is that rainbow. There is that happily ever after. That's more than possible. And yeah, hope to see some of you in the webinar. If not, I will be going live for the weekly. And peace.